Christina
All right.
Rose and Susanna Medina, please come to the front.
All right. Hello, welcome back, class. You're probably gonna hear a lot of announcements. We have a lot of kids being checked out today as I make this video. So if I pause and wait for the announcement, I apologize for that. Everyone's gonna be online today because of the winter weather that came through. So hopefully you guys went through yesterday's lesson and my classes went through the teeth day one lesson when we talked about the parts of your tooth, which is your crown, the neck, and the root. And then we went over the layers of your tooth. Remember I said EDP? So that is your enamel, your dentin, and your pulp.
Kate and Hyder, come to the front office for checkout. Kate and Hyder, come to the front office for checkout.
Your enamel, dentin, and pulp. Remember I said that probably the most important part to me would be the pulp because that's what has the blood vessels. That's what nourishes it when you guys eat good, healthy food. Today we are going to talk about cavities, issues, injuries with your teeth. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. All right. All right. So I'm going to share my screen. I thought this was a hilarious little GIF. I love watching it. All right. Now, as you guys can see, we are going to have a quiz today. It's only a 6-point quiz, but please don't click it until we get through today's lesson. All right. All right. So here we go. When you get through today's lesson, you're going to go all the way to
Come to the front office. Kate and Blake, come to the front office.
the part that we haven't gone through yet, which is day 2 right here. Okay, so here's your do now. Tell me, what did you learn yesterday? What did you learn from yesterday? It could have been, like I said, the EDP, the enamel, dentin, pulp. Maybe it was the crown, your root. Maybe it was our blood vessels and nerves in our teeth. Maybe it was the types of your teeth when we talked about your incisors, your canines. Then I told you your premolars. Those are your first 20, which baby teeth have as well. And then the last 8, you only get one set of, which are your permanent teeth, and that's where you get 28 to 32. All right, so maybe you learned any of that stuff. Maybe we talked also about wisdom teeth. Maybe that's what you want to write about. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go on. Today's lesson, like I said, we're focusing more on the cavities and injuries of your teeth. So what is a cavity? It's tooth decay. That's pretty much what it is. This picture is just showing you guys the tooth decay. It's damage that occurs when germs or bacteria in your mouth make acids that literally eat away at the tooth. It can lead to a hole in the tooth. That is what's called a cavity. If it's not treated, tooth decay can cause pain, infection, and tooth loss, which we'll talk about here in a second. So this is a pretty big cavity on this person right here. It probably started off just by a little bit of plaque. As you guys can see, this is a big molar tooth in the back. I told you guys a lot of times we get a lot of cavities in the back of our teeth because a lot of people, it's harder to reach. We also discussed where you chew and grind more food in the back of your teeth, so more food particles might get stuck on there. Maybe some of you guys don't floss as much as we should or not at all, and food gets stuck between your teeth. And the longer it's stuck, the longer it's on there. I say it's like the plaque, the tooth decay is like having a party. It's just chilling, having a party on your tooth. And as it's doing that, it's rotting out the tooth. All right. Now this person right here, they're probably gonna have to go in, clean that out, and they probably will have to get a new crown put on. All right. So this just shows you bacteria feeds and makes acid, right? So if you see all of this gunk in between all these teeth, right? This is how it first starts, right? You have a little bit of gunk. Maybe this person didn't brush their teeth, or this gunk could be on the inside of your tooth. It might not necessarily feel like you have something in between your teeth because it's plaque. It's just sitting there. After about 20 minutes or so after you eat, it starts to break down that enamel. Remember, the enamel is the first protective layer. It starts to just chip away at it. Now, it's not like after 20 minutes you have a huge hole in your tooth already, but it's slowly starting to chip away at the enamel. That's the first layer. Then the dentin, and then if it gets to the pulp, now you got a bigger issue. So if you look at this photo, that just shows you how that cavity might have started off like this, and eventually it just started chipping away, chipping away, chipping away. This person now, like I said here on the left, they probably could have cleaned that out and filled it up. It's called a filling, right? This, they're probably going to clean it up, shave the tooth down, and put a whole new crown on it. Unless that infection went down into the root. If it went into the root, that person needs a root canal. You can see on this tooth right here, that silver, that's the filling, Okay, some people might have silver fillings, some people might have the porcelain, the whitish looking fillings, right? All right, so here's some more. Here's some more issues. So here, these top two are the X-rays. Obviously, all the white spots are cavities or plaque just hanging out in between the teeth. So this could be from flossing. The back. So if you guys can see, these are your molar teeth. These are the ones in the back because they're big and thick, right? A lot of food particles just sit back here. Same thing here. It just shows all that space where there's cavities. This person probably doesn't brush well. As you could tell, there's a lot of food in between the teeth or plaque in between the teeth, which means they don't floss it either. They might eat a lot of sugary foods or high acidic type of foods. These down here show you these teeth are probably going to have root canals or it's going to be a tooth loss. If it's like a really bad one of your back teeth, they might just pull the tooth out just completely. Don't even recrown it. I was telling my class, my traditional kids today, it's not just the look of our teeth, but it's also, it costs money. It's pretty expensive when you go to get your teeth done. I was telling my kids I have pretty good insurance, and if I have to get one crown alone, my insurance pays 80% of it. So my out-of-pocket cost for one crown is about $400. So, and like I said, that's me. Every insurance is different, but it could be costly. Now, maybe I go and get a cavity and I get it filled quick. It might be a few hundred out of my pocket. But if it goes deeper, 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 and it goes to the root, now you're looking at a root canal, which could be a few thousand out of your pocket. So not only is it you want to make your teeth looking all nice, but it's also financially so much cheaper if we just start taking care of our teeth now. This just shows you. So this is like a lot of silver caps, silver fillings. They've done away or have done away with most of that. They're doing more of the composite. Right? So this looks like a composite filling. You can't even see where the cavity was at. They're able to scrape all this gunk out and close it up and make it nice and new. All right. So what causes tooth decay? Okay, go ahead and write a few of these down. I'm gonna be looking for these in your notes. What causes tooth decay? Well, obviously, if you don't brush or floss your teeth regularly. Also, if you don't see a dentist, you want to see a dentist at least twice a year. Now, that's on your guys' parents and guardians to make sure you're going to the dentist twice a year. You get your checkup, you get your daily cleaning, they do your x-rays, they can see if there might be a potential problem in your future, especially with those wisdom teeth, because a lot of you guys are going to might having issues with wisdom teeth, and they might start getting either taken out or really watched in the next couple of years. And if you eat foods that are high in sugar, that sugar likes to sit on those teeth, which feeds on the bacteria. You know, we have bacteria in our mouths anyways. A lot of you guys wrote in your journals, well, I take care of my teeth and I don't eat that much anyway, so my teeth aren't going to be that bad. Well, first of all, you need to eat, right? We talked about how many calories you need to get just to operate and healthy calories, right? You need nutrients in your body. But if you don't eat, we all have bacteria in our mouth anyways, right? So it doesn't matter if you eat or not, you still could get tooth decay. If you don't get enough fluoride, a lot of us have fluoride in our toothpaste to help strengthen our teeth up. Not enough saliva. Saliva actually washes away the food and harmful sugars, so it protects your teeth from decay. So if you don't have a lot of saliva in your mouth, that could cause tooth decay. Diabetes can cause tooth decay. And then obviously dip, smoking, which we'll talk more about in our tobacco unit, but that can cause infections and tooth decay. All right, so what is a root canal? Okay, so root canal is a treatment they use to repair or save a tooth that is badly decayed or infected. So it's where the nerve of the tooth becomes infected. So remember I told you guys yesterday you have 3 layers, your enamel, your dentin, and your pulp. So the enamel is this first layer. If you see where my mouse is pointing, is the white part. And if you look here where it's like creamish color, that's your dentin, and the very inside is your pulp. Now, they might have noticed this on an x-ray, right? It might have been a little bitty cavity that was a little bitty pinprick of a hole, and maybe it just got all the way down into the pulp. Like I said, it's bacteria. It's going to find a way to get in. It's going to have a party. It's going to have a party in your enamel, then to your dentin, then to your pulp. The longer we let it go on, the longer it's going to have a party. Maybe you noticed it because you're drinking something hot or cold, or you ate something that's sugary and, oh, it hurt my tooth. Well, that's a nerve. It's a reaction. That's what nerves do. And that nerve in your tooth is going to tell you something is going on in there. So how they do a root canal? A root canal, so they'll go in, right? They'll clean it up. Okay, so all this is decayed, right? It's infected, as you guys can see down here. So they'll go in, they'll clean it out, they'll shave it open to get a bigger opening. Then they'll come in. Now, this is like easy layman's term of explaining it. But they'll come in and they'll suck out all that infection, right? Suck out all that infection, and then they'll plug up that root. They'll plug up the canals and they will then go and top off the tooth. Now, it seems like it's pretty simple. It is, but it's not like a filling. I mean, you're going to be they're going to numb you up. You'll be there for a couple hours. Some of you guys might be sent to a specialist. And then also financially. I've had root canal before, and I think out of my pocket, I was looking at $1,500 for one root canal out of my pocket. My insurance covered most of it. I ended up having to pay. So it can be pretty costly. So really, really, really make sure we really take care of our teeth as much as we can. Because like I was telling my class today, you have your baby teeth, right, until like 13. And then the rest of your teeth, that's what you have until we die. So you could have those teeth for 40, 50, 60 years. So what are we doing to take care of them for that length of time? All right, gum disease. So this shows you guys early stages of gum disease, what happens if you leave it untreated and how it could progress. So when I told my class today, when you brush your teeth, you want to do small little circles, right? Okay, you could tell this person brushes their teeth just on the bottom. See how it's like whitish here and it gets a little bit more dingy up here? You got to make sure you brush even up along your gum line. I told my class today that if you go to the store, they sell toothbrushes in like soft bristle, medium bristle, and hard bristle. Really, even dentists say, why are there medium and hard bristles? We need soft bristles and just nice, easy circular strokes. If you guys have a electric toothbrush, it does circle strokes anyways. You just have to move it left or right. You don't got to kill your teeth. You don't want to kill your gum line. If your gums bleed, that might be a sign that they're irritated, they're inflamed. It's okay. Okay, they might bleed a little bit because that's showing you that there is bacteria trying to sit in the gum line. But if you start taking care of it, you probably could get rid of it and it should stop bleeding. Or maybe you're just brushing too hard. If you don't floss, right, you could also get bacteria stuck up there in the gum line. And I say, oh, who cares? What's the big deal? Well, if you look at this picture on the right, okay, it shows this gum line right here is diseased. So this person probably didn't take care of their gums. They had a lot of plaque sitting here. Eventually, what is it doing? It's pulling away. It's pulling away from your teeth. It's pulling away. It's creating a pocket of space. Whole bunch of stuff could get in that pocket of space. You could have crazy infection in there. You could also eventually loosen that cementum that holds your teeth in place, and it could eventually let that tooth fall out. Your tooth's going to fall out because your gums can't hold it in place. Whereas this side shows you have a healthy gum line. It's nice, secured in that tooth. So this is the sign of gingivitis, right? Gingivi is your gums. Itis means inflammation of. So this would be the onset of gingivitis, and this would be the bad aftermath if we don't take care of it. All right, some tooth emergencies. If you ever have a toothache, right? If you have a toothache, rinse your mouth with warm water. Maybe it's because you got a piece of meat or something stuck back there. Use dental floss, remove it, right? If it hurts after that, maybe put a cold compress on your cheek, okay? And then if it doesn't take care of, maybe go see a dentist, because that might be I have a nerve exposed and I got to get it closed up, or it might be a root canal issue. If you have a chipped or broken teeth, this is what's crazy. I told you guys your teeth are so strong, but they could chip or break. We talked about like there's some physical sports that they wore mouthpieces for this reason, like boxers, some soccer players, football players, basketball, NASCAR drivers. They wear mouth guards to try not to let this happen, but it could happen. I could, unfortunately, knock on wood, get in a car accident today, hit my head on the dashboard, and maybe chip one of my teeth. I could be walking, fall in the ice, maybe chip one of my teeth. Well, here's the cool thing about it. If you save all the pieces, rinse your mouth with warm water, rinse the broken pieces. Obviously, if you're bleeding, you want to like hold gauze or something. Anytime you're bleeding, you want to hold pressure to it, right? And the bleeding should stop. But see your dentist as soon as possible, because they might be able to put that chipped or broken tooth back on. Now, if you can't find the pieces, still call your doctor, because there are ways, man, there's so many cool medical technologies. They could go in and fix that chip or broken tooth. Now, if it's like your baby tooth that was chipped or broken, they might just say, just wait it out, it'll fall out and your new one will come in. All right, if your tooth ever gets knocked out, this is what's cool too. Keep that tooth, okay? So hold the tooth if your tooth ever gets knocked out. Like I said, maybe I found an inch of my tooth, my whole tooth got knocked out. First of all, pick it up by the crown. You don't really want to touch the root of your tooth, right? Because that's what's going right back in your mouth. Rinse it off if it's dirty. You don't want to rinse off those tissue fragments. You guys know if you ever lose a tooth that has like stringy stuff on it, like, ooh, what is that? Wash your connective tissue. You don't want to erase any of that on it, because that helps. That's like the roots of the tooth that helps it sit in your jaw and gum line. So if possible, you might be able to, so say I knock out my tooth, I could pick up my tooth and I might be able to hold it back in place. Obviously make sure it's facing the right way. You'll feel like, well, it doesn't feel right. Don't force it in the socket, but you might be able to put it right back in place. If it's not possible, hold on to it. It tells you right here exactly what you should do, and then call your doctor. They might be able to put it back in socket if it's within an hour of being knocked out. So that's like an emergency tooth issue. So that's what's pretty cool with technology and how they could fix a possible knocked out tooth. All right, those of you guys who wear braces, pretty much this is a one slide of braces. Braces help align your teeth. Maybe some of you guys had braces or you are having to get braces. Pretty much it straightens your tooth line out. They might do it for a certain reason, maybe to pull one of your teeth forward and two of them back. They might try to fix some gaps. So make sure you guys are following the protocol of braces. I've never had braces before, but my siblings have. Make sure you guys are brushing your teeth right. Make sure you're using the little picks that they told you to use. Make sure you're not eating the foods they told you not to eat. All right, so take care of your braces, and because eventually, those are your teeth underneath that you're going to have for 40, 50, 60 years. All right. Oh, this is gnarly. I should have warned y'all. So here's some, I just want to show, I always love showing gnarly videos on injuries. So obviously here is a knocked out tooth. Now, hopefully they're able to find that tooth and they could just put it right back in place. And maybe your body's so awesome. If I knocked out a tooth and I could sit it back in there, my body's going to not realize what just happened and just like act like it's right back in place, right? Or maybe the doctor's going to have to help go reinsert it for me. This one shows this tooth got knocked up. This looks like a baby tooth. So what they're probably going to do on this one is they're probably going to just pull that one out and then just wait for the permanent one to grow in. If that is the permanent tooth, they're probably going to have to pull it out or put a fake tooth in there. They'll have to pretty much screw in a screw and put a veneer. A veneer is like a fake tooth, and have a fake tooth in that spot. But this just shows you, I mean, anything could happen, not just playing sports, but like I said, I could walk and trip on ice and hit my head and pop one of my teeth out. And that just shows you why in certain sports we wear mouthpieces. All right, so how do you protect your teeth? Brush and floss every day. Wear the mouth guards if you play a pretty physical sport. Do your yearly dental checkups. It says yearly, but typically you do twice a year. Every 6 months you have a dental checkup where they do x-rays, they clean your teeth, and then if you need issues taken care of after that, then they'll book you more. Obviously, no to tobacco, which we should say no anyways, but that ruins your teeth. It literally peels off the enamel, the dentin, not only your teeth, but if I have dip and it's on the inside of my mouth, that's the gums, that's the blood system, that all these nasty chemicals are seeping through. And then limit or say no completely to sugars, because that's just sitting on your teeth. Now, I know most of us at school, it's tough. You say, well, man, after 20 minutes, it's already attacking my teeth, but we're at school. How do we brush our teeth? Well, some people bring their toothbrushes to school, but obviously a lot of you guys say, well, we don't do that. As soon as you get home, brush your teeth, because you got to think that food or sugar or whatever you ate and all that saliva in your mouth, moving all that bacteria, it's been there for a few hours. So quickly brush your teeth. Quickly get home and brush your teeth. All right, let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen. All right, so hopefully now you guys understand a little bit more about our teeth, why we take care of them, different issues with our teeth, the different types of your teeth. So now hopefully you get on there and you can knock out that quiz. You could get your full 6 points for it. If you guys have any other questions, holler at me. Tomorrow we will start our eye, I believe, unit, and then we'll talk about our ears and skin this week, and then we'll jump into the rest of our body systems. So like I said, if you have any questions, holler at me. Good luck on your test. I expect all 6 out of 6s. All right, and I will talk to you guys later. Don't miss me too much.